Well, that's a mistake. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. WYSIWYG is live. Good afternoon. Well, look at everybody in the chat. This is fantastic. Hi, everybody. Sunflower, Cat, Alan, Robin. Good afternoon. It's 4:30 on Tuesday, the big night. This is fantastic. I can't thank you guys enough. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Everything's good. Let's see if this works here. Put a little something up here. Not going to work. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. You're not going to lose your Tucker. Tucker can't actually get in here right now. I got the door closed, but you might get him. Hey, wait, you know what? There's a little Tucker here someplace. Let me see. I got a little Tucker for you. Here's Tuck. Throw a little tuck up there for you. All right, man. I'll tell you, it's like old times again. Let me get this back up here the right way. There we go. There's Tuck. Man, I'm kind of nervous. This is strange. You know, I've been doing my rounds, talking to everybody on all these other channels, and I haven't been live on my own. And it feels different. It feels different. Hopefully everybody got the announcement. Unfortunately, just so everybody knows, only live on YouTube right now. So those of you on Twitch and Facebook, I'm sorry, I can only do YouTube right now. But it doesn't mean you're not in our thoughts. And hopefully you've made it over here. If you're a Facebook watcher, do me a favor and say hi on in the chat and let me know, because I want to make sure that we recognize the fact that you're there where you are on Facebook, but watching here on YouTube. Hi, Gloria. How are you? This is good. Just checking everything out, making sure everything's working really well. Looking good. Who's been tracking and following along with the shenanigans of the other channels and the conversations that I've been having with other channels? You know, Telescope's channel I've been on a bunch, and Jeff the other night, having some interesting conversations with people. You know, one of the things I like about that is it's somebody else's responsibility what gets said and how things happen. And so that's what I've enjoyed. God rides a Harley. Look at this guy. How are you, bud? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully you're feeling well. Hopefully you're feeling well. Just checking a little something here. Just want to make sure I can go in. You'd be so proud of me. I started this one all on my own and set this all up on my own, and sort of paying attention to some of the things that are going on. A lot to do on my own. But I am seeing God Rides a Harley and Mandy J in there right now. I'm not sure what other mods are around right this second, but I realized I did not do something very important. And let me see if I can fix that. I think it was actually, I know it was already taken care of. But all right, a lot going on. Peter Panda, I appreciate that. We're going to slow into things because I know it's been a while and we've got a lot of catching up to do. So we're going to do some of that first before we get into deep conversations. And I've also got a few things that I want to try. A couple things I want to try because one of the issues with live streaming is integration. And the one thing I've found that's really interesting is a lot of people like StreamYards. these days for these panels that they're having. Boxer Heather, how are you? Good to see you. But it offers challenges, right? So if you're someone who's been doing some live streaming, maybe doing panels and whatnot, you'll understand the challenges. It's like deja vu. Scott B, how are you? Good to see you. Glad you're here. It is kind of like deja vu all over again, isn't it? But there's some challenges in that integration of getting, and I feel like people are really comfortable with using StreamYards, which is great. I have a little different system here that I use. I really like what I'm doing here with this software, which for me, this is called Ecamm Live. And it's a Mac based. Here, I'll give you a little view here. If you can see this is a Mac based software. It comes up vertical on your screen right now because the screen to my right is actually set in a vertical mode, and so that's why it shows it kind of funny. But that actually helps me to know that for one, it stands out very different, and I see it now in my teleprompter in front of me. But just so you see what I'm looking at on my screen to the right is what you're seeing right now is that full setup. And then down below me, I have my laptop, which I'll use for other information. But so anyway, that's what I've been using. The difficult, without getting super technical about what's going on, is it's fascinating watching the bandwidth, is that I'm trying to incorporate the use of StreamYard as a way to get you guys into this broadcast. And we're going to take our time. We're going to process through this and figure out all the looping and linking and making sure that the audio and everything works. So that's something we'll get to today. But as always, there is within this system, there is also the interview mode, which you guys have seen me use before. They've made it better. Now I can bring, I think, 10 people in simultaneously. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But one of the problems that I was having is it taxes my internet. And one of the great things about StreamYards is that it's all done somewhere else and hosted, and then you link in. The downside is with StreamYard is you're limited to what you can do with the interface, because that is essentially what I'm using as Ecamm. StreamYards is a more simplified version of that. So I'm probably running off, but Mandy J, I'm so glad you're here. Good to see you too. I've missed you guys. I really have. Maybe Troy didn't get the message. or he's still hanging out, fighting with somebody else. Not fighting, because he doesn't really do that, but yeah. It's good to see you too. My Lanta Joe, how are you, dear? Oh, I pressed the wrong one. It's funny. I go to press the button and it scrolls up as I'm pushing it and it clicks on something else. Wendy, thank you so much. That's fantastic. I get it. Man, I've got so many things to catch up on, so many notes to follow back up on with so many of you. And let's see here. I got to get the right notepad because I got notes all over the place. Like I said, we got a whole ton of things to catch up on. And I've lost that note. Where did I put it? Come on now. I see my pages were doubled up. I went dark before Christmas. So many of you, so very kind. The messages, the notes, the letters, the emails. I'm awful. I'm absolutely awful at responding to emails. It's like pulling teeth for me. I don't know what it is. Um, but the one thing I wanted to say was thank you guys all so much. Um, Katie and Douglas, you know, the Christmas card, fantastic. Uh, I want to give a shout out to the Beagles, Molly and Zuzu. I've heard about the Beagles. I haven't seen the Beagles. I don't know what they look like. I'm sure they're amazing, adorable Beagles. But Katie and Douglas and the Beagles, Molly and Zuzu, thank you so much for the Christmas card from Tucker and the gang here. It's really nice. And Dory and family, thank you so much. Some of which I don't know. Jane, for instance. Jane is an anonymous person who sent me just a beautiful card and a beautiful message and a beautiful, generous Christmas gift, and no way to say thank you until now in this live stream. And hopefully y'all are watching, and GIMP, the Christmas ornaments and the wood products, awesome. We'll show those off in a little bit. Really incredible. Nina and Ty, for the kind words and the Crumpy's card, man. I'll tell you, Crumpy's Donuts is one of my favorite things in town, and Nina and Ty sent a beautiful message and a gift card for Crumpies. We went over and got 24 Crumpies, and yeah, I love it. Right. Well, last month they had a special Biscoff that they were doing. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was Snickers. Biscoff was at the other donut place, which, by the way, weren't that great. Krispy Kremes. I've really decided now that Crumpy's Donuts in Hagerstown is far better than Krispy Kreme. So that's just my opinion. But thank you for that. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that you're much appreciated, and all of you that sent Christmas cards. It was really lovely, and it was a beautiful holiday, and family, whatnot. It was great. And I know it's February and we're kind of past that, but I realized too at the same time my neighbor still has up their Halloween decorations, so it can't be that late. Everything, everywhere, all at once. What about that? I missed something there. Have you guys noticed it's like up for tons of awards? A lot of the actors are nominated for Oscars. Lisa, I'm pretty tickled too. Kind of emotional. So it's good. Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much. We haven't even gotten into the really deep stuff, the conversation. I want to have these conversations that I've been having, but we're just doing it the WYSIWYG way. Thank you, Alan. Yeah, I'm glad you're here and hanging out. And 11 nominations. Scott, I gotta look up what those nominations are, because I know I saw the actors being nominated, but let me take a look. I'll see if I can pull this up for everybody. I guess we'll. Let's see here. Let's see. Nominations, I guess. Let's see if we can get a list. Wow. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna. Let's see here. This might be the one. Let me see. Okay, it's up. Look at that. Okay. So this is Gold Derby. God, I remember shooting this scene. This was one of the first. This probably was the first day of production. I walked in and I stood here behind Michelle Kwan, and I did not recognize Jamie Lee Curtis, whose arm this is right here. As I walked up, couple of the the executive, the director of photography, the director. It was quite early because I tend to show up very early to work. I don't like being late. Anyway, I walked on the set to see what was going on, and there was a lot of ruckus that morning, and art department had been there getting things ready, and this was all shot in the old country. What was it called? Country. They were a mortgage company out in Simi Valley, California. They rented the building out and used the floor as the Internal Revenue Auditor service desk. And so Jamie, I didn't realize it's Jamie Lee Curtis that's dressed in this outfit. I had read the script. I knew what the story was, but I didn't know who the actors were necessarily. I kind of did because the call sheet came out and you get the call sheet, but she looks so different in the movie. I didn't recognize her at first. And I was introduced to her and she goes, "Oh, you're the Dolly Grip." She got kind of this like tough attitude with me. She goes, "Do you know my favorite Dolly Grip?" I go, "No, tell me, who's that?" She tells me who it is, and I go, "Oh yeah, I know him." He goes, "Oh, you do?" Huh? I said, "Yeah, we've worked together." And okay, sorry, I think that. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. But yeah, and I said, "Yeah, I know who you're talking about. We've met. I've worked with him." And he goes, "Well, he's my favorite." I said, "Okay, cool." She goes, "You might become my favorite, though." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And we had a great working relationship. And Michelle Kwan, this was a great film for me as an experience working on a film set. This was the strongest connection I've had with actors, because oftentimes it could have just been, I spent a lot of time alone in a closet with Michelle Kwan, which is really funny. So, but yeah, we had a great time. But so let's see here. Yes, an A24 film. Best Picture. Wow, that would be something else. I've never worked on a Best Picture nominee, so that's a first for me. Lot of big movies in there on that list. There's the directors, the Daniels. So this was a really neat scene in one of the worlds that we shot in, and this was pretty much an all white room, and then they filled it with smoke, and it was pretty cool. So best director, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinhardt. Really interesting guys. They work so well together. It's for me, it was like the second time that I had worked with two directors simultaneously. And these guys do a great job because they're extremely creative, and it's interesting to watch how they work. It was good times. They as a person working in film and television, and you work with a lot of directors, how their minds work to figure out how they're going to build the shots and the visual effects into what they're doing is phenomenal. and that they're able to pull it off. They do a really, really great job. Michelle Kwan's awesome. She kicks ass, by the way. He says, did the white room have black curtains? It had very dark curtains, but you don't see that the way we shot it. But yeah. it was a really trippy space. It's a rental hall. It's an old church. Best actress, Michelle Yeoh. She's up against Kate Blanchett, Anna de Armas, Andrea Riseborough. I don't know. To Leslie. I haven't seen that. I don't know. I have no idea what these movies are. Best supporting Ki Hoi Kwan. You guys want to see something cool? Hang on. Let me see. I can't see. Hang on. I'll be right back. Let me grab this. I want to show you this. So it was such a crazy experience working on this film because I had never done Chinese cinema, but it wasn't Chinese cinema. But many of the actors being Chinese, they have traditions in their filmmaking. This has nothing to do with that, but this is artwork that Key made and gave to the crew as a wrap gift. And you can see it's try to get it in focus. But this is Key's artwork. I need to frame it. It's on my list of many things to do. But it was really a neat film. Is that a butterscotch bottle of scotch? Oh, the tube. Yeah, I guess it could have been originally, but they didn't give any. Frank Rizzo, how are you? But anyway, so best supporting actor, and he's great. He goes into this character so well. It's like, and then he plays the kind of squirrely husband. Jamie Lee Curtis. There's a good photo of that. Really fantastic character. She was so frumpy. We were walking a set one day. She goes, take a look at this. And she pulls her pants down and she's got bruises from the night before doing these wire stunts that we had done, her jumping off of a balcony over a staircase to, land on top of one of the other actors. And she just pulls her shit down and showing myself and the key grip, her bruises. It was really funny. She's an absolute character. She's very sweet. Stephanie is awesome. They had another actress for this role, and then Stephanie came in, and she brought this character to life. I haven't seen the movie completed. I've only seen bits and pieces and scenes, but being there and seeing her play Evelyn and then Jobu, how she turns and becomes this Jobu character, and the outfits. Every time she showed up on set, it was like the king coming in, and you go, holy cow, look at this one. And the one Gucci outfit was nuts. And then Daniel Kwan. Let's see. Best costume design. That's great. Film editing. I'm sure he deserves something for editing. Best score. Interesting. Best song. This Is a Life. Okay. All right. Interesting layoff. No cinematography. That's okay. He's young. He got plenty of time to get there. That's interesting. I'm glad somebody mentioned that because I had I had forgotten to look. I knew that the actors had gotten a lot of nominations, but I was not aware that so many of the now that call-in line is no good anymore. Nightbot. We need to change that. We need to change the Nightbot call-in number because actually there's a new number. That's the new number. Maybe we can change the Nightbot. I don't know if Rooster's around or not, but yeah, the old number is Blato, so don't call that number. But we're not doing call in quite yet, so we'll get there. We'll get there because I really do want to hear from all of you. And we'll have some good serious conversation. Right now, I figure we just say hi and get to know each other again. Did you miss the trolls? I know many of us are glad to see you. LA Forgiven, are you a troll? Is that what you're saying? Is that? It's funny. I really, Diane, thank you so much. I really haven't noticed any trolls. I should pay closer attention. Have there been trolls? Are you guys dealing with the trolls? As far as I know, everybody's unbanned. So there's that. I know somebody earlier asked if I was going to hey Tim C, how are you? Good times. Let me get that off there. Just rearranging my screen here a little bit. It's not really working. It's trying to this vertical this vertical thing's just not working because it's I like that it keeps me in line so I'm not looking all the way over there off the screen, but I'll tell you it's just not a proper format. So I'm having a hard time because my the chat ends up way up here, but maybe I can figure out a better way to deal with that. See how I can make it bigger. If I can see it easier. Try not to miss anything. That's why we're in slow mode. Slow mode's for me. It's not for you guys. It's for me to be able to keep up because the chat can go so fast, and I really wanted to be able to stay with you guys. Of course I do, right? Slugbug. Maybe I missed something in the chat, but trolls in Maine hibernate for the winter. We call them tourists. That's funny. That's funny. Let me pull this up here. Oh, actually, get out of that. You want to see one of my new favorite things? Check this out. Check this out. I got a button for it. This is the Eagle Cam. Have you guys seen this? So these eagles, how do you say the mom and dad eagles? The first egg was dropped on January 12th. And now the eagles are sitting there manning the nest. And I've been watching this along with about 6,000 other people. Um, this is a Big Bear Lake, um, Friends of Big Bear Lake, I think it is. Um, Big Bear Bald Eagle Live Nest, camera one. And it just has this, this really beautiful view. But earlier today, I don't know if we can go back. I think it was 4 hours ago. There was the male came back. I guess I'm not up on my eagle lore, but here's the male back when he came in. This was about five hours ago. But when he came in, when I was watching, he brought a big stick. He brought a big stick, and that was weird that it switched like that. He brought a big stick with him, and kind of here, but you see the eggs there, and they'll swap out, and I'm not sure which one, but it's the eagle's name's Shadow and Jackie. And they just watch how he just so gently around the egg there and get themselves all set in, and they're absolutely beautiful to watch. Fascinating. It's one of the most entertaining. I tend to leave it on, and then let's see here. Do we not have the audio? Is that when you have the audio? Please hold. Let me make sure I got this right. That's why. There's the audio. So you can hear it. And you hear the squeaks, the squawks. They have such a distinct sound, the way they just sit there and kind of murmur and do the thing. It's really quite exciting. I think by far probably the best nature cam ever. Best nature cam ever. But oops. Sorry, turn that off. Lorianne, how are you? Tanya, that is an excellent. So Tanya, if you find a feather on the ground, you're saying don't take it home. So here's the challenge to that question then. See, look at this. It's at night. It's lit up, or not lit up, but it's got infrared, so you can see it at night when they're. I guess you see the flicker of the lights in the background and whatnot. So you can kind of see it, but it's a sleeping eagle. One egg is 26 days, 21 hours, 14 minutes, 52 seconds old. Laid on 1/11 at 3:58 p.m. Pip watch begins on 2:15. So that might be Bill Baker. That might be the hatch day. That would be exciting. So we'll keep an eye. One of the many things I'm going to keep an eye on as we do our thing. All right. $200,000 fine, Tanya says. Eagles are cool. See a lot flying around in the back roads of Florida when out riding. I have not seen one in person in quite a while. I can't even remember where I saw one last. Gary says a female eagle is missing. Maybe it was a divorce. He kept the home. I don't know. Ospreys. Crazy cracker. Okay. Welcome back. Thank you. The name's cracking me up. I want to know what's behind that crazy. Because now you're the second crazy. Are you the old crazy with a realized or yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? No, Shelly, this is not real. Shelly G, I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. We're back. We're going to do some new things, some different things. But we are going to have lots of discussions, and we are going to get you guys in here. We're gonna bring the conversation where it belongs, to you guys, and do it bigger, do it better, have more involvement with the audience. But all of this is going to depend on you guys, right? So Mandy J says, I like discussing discussions. Sometimes that might be what it is, because discussion leads to more discussion, right? Hope says definitely AI, Chris. You guys want to see my latest AI? Check this out. So, yeah, we're going to play around with some of that AI stuff, because it is fascinating. It's really interesting. Some of these projects that Elon Musk is working on, that have already been released and sort of in beta form, whatnot. But so one of the things that I've been working on, let me pull this up here. Get a little something up here. So what I've been doing, I had a discussion last night about books. I think that was last night, right? It all kind of blends together. Field trips, Lisa asks. There might be some field trips in our future. We will see. We will see. There may also be a new version of field trips that I'm working on. A different way to present those field trips to you. Because as I work through in my head how to deal with these challenges, we're going to figure out how to do that, and we'll see how it works. I drive through Funkstown all the time. So, I don't know. You need to get one of those big lights, and maybe put like a W filter on it and shoot it up into the sky, and then I'll know where to find you. I love Funkstown. That's where the P.O. box is. New. Oh no, this is my old favorite right here. What are you talking about, Hope? This is one of my favorite plaid shirts. That blue one that I wear outside, the thick heavy one that I got on the convoy, that's one of my favorites as well. Yes, Kathy. Yes, Kathy. Absolutely. Sorry, let me pull this up here. Show content, abandoned challenge books. Let's see if this is a good one here. So, screen share. Let's see here. How do we change the size of our lettering here? Oh, there we go. Okay. I want to let you guys see this because this is sort of interesting. Let me see if this plays the way it's supposed to. Oh. Okay. So I just learned something a little tough. So what I had set up was when you highlight text, I have this me be able to use speech to read the text. But I just learned that in PDFs, it will not let me do that, which is weird because it's highlighted text. You'd think that it would be able to do that, but for some reason, that defeats the purpose of what I was going to show you. That's unfortunate. That's truly unfortunate. I'm a little bummed out. I got to figure out how to fix that. There's got to be a way. I don't know why that. Maybe if I open that up in a different program, that might do it. Let's see. Open with books. Let me see if this does it, because I really wanted to show this off. I'm trying to understand. Got this. Eagles, steel, etc. Turkeys, terrific. Help me. Okay. One of the things I'm sort of famous for is not being very good at replying to people. And you know, it's funny because one of I think the reason why that is, and this is a weird one, and this is me, is that sometimes you get a voicemail or something, and you for me, I want to give it the attention it needs. And I go, okay, I'll find, right now I can't sit down and have this conversation, right? Because I'm in the middle of something, whatever. I'm gonna make time later. I'm not good about making that time, apparently. And my friend Binder just texted me. He's like, is this number working? I'm like, oh man. Because every time I go, I need to call Binder. I need to sit down and call Binder. Then I haven't done that yet. It's been like 2 weeks, probably more actually. Now that I think about it. But I've been pretty focused on a whole lot of different things, and I miss Binder. He's a good guy, but yeah, no, it's hopefully you're watching, and yeah. Why not? I just saw you, Mr. Bill. How are you? I like your new icon there. $3 seems to be a pretty good price for a dozen of eggs from local farmers. I think our local farmer we were told about sells them for $4 a dozen. And then like in the Hagerstown group, I'm seeing that, these farmers that are selling their chicken eggs, they're selling it real fast. But some of them only have, a dozen chickens or so. So they don't necessarily get that many dozens of eggs, we'll say. But, support your local farmers if you can. Conowingo Fisherman's Park Dam. Where is that, Gloria? What part of the country is that in? Save me the lookup. Darlington, Maryland. Okay. Gloria, I miss the off-road adventures too, without a doubt. Without a doubt. $1.50 to $200 here. That's a huge that's a huge fluctuation there in price. That's funny. Let's go back to the Salt Cave with you. Yeah, no. We had so many new things to see. I still we find ourselves. I get asked, have we been here before? And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't recognize this road. I keep finding all these new roads in Hagerstown and different places. And Faith and Country, how are you? And it's fun. It's great seeing something new, especially when it's so close. But let me pull this up. Interview mode. All right, so interview mode is turned on. If any of you wish to, that's chat window. If anyone wants to join me, there's the link for the eCam invite. I welcome you. Hey, there's Rooster. How you doing? Tofu's not a steak, Mandy J. Just so we know, or have that established that tofu is not a steak. But yeah, no, if anybody wants to join the recap, you're welcome to do that. The other little bit of fun shenanigans that we have here, if anybody's interested in playing along, being part of the experiment, let me get this opened up here. Because this is one of the challenges. Trying to figure out how to make some screen room here, because now that I'm live, it won't come on top of that, so it won't do that. But let me get this loaded up. Is this StreamYard? You can page unresponsive. Let's see, it's trying. So I'll put a StreamYard link up here if anybody wants to come into the StreamYard. Now you don't have to turn on your camera. Obviously, with StreamYard, you can avoid that. The interview mode, you don't have to turn it on either. But one of the things that interview mode doesn't do. Oh, that's interesting. Huh? I tried to do that. Let me try this again. There it goes. Okay. One of the things that okay. Hey, here comes Teresa is in the green room. Let's assign you guest one. And then we're going to add you to the right. How are you, Teresa? Let's see. Can we hear you, Teresa? No, something's not working, Teresa. Are you there? Teresa? Teresa? Can you hear me? Teresa might be having some. All right, Teresa, try and reconnect. Something's not working right there. Texas Annie, I'm so glad you're around. Thank you. All right, now how do I? Oh, I see. Okay, I got to do that to get back. Okay, but so anyway, so invite. So what I've got is this StreamYard link. If you want to come join StreamYard, or if you like using StreamYard, come on up and get in the StreamYard, and we'll see how this works. Because trying to find this integration between all of these things. This is the StreamYard, what I've got up here right now, and trying to integrate that into Ecamm, which I'm using. Singing Patriot says, "Are you?" I think meant really back. Yes, I am really back. After a long hiatus, I am back. So I'm glad you're here. McFly says, "Oh my God, you're back." Yes, McFly. Yeah. Can you verify Bonfire? Yes. Bonfire is, I totally forgot. I've been sort of so excited to talk to you and get back to this conversation. There is merch. Let's try this. Oh, the wrong button. Wait. Did I not add the... Now available. This is just the beginning of some of the designs that I've been working on. Yeah. And there is a link. Let's see here. That I posted way early on for you. I know a lot of you have been asking about things, and I'm really not comfortable with the idea of that. It's just me, but I have found some things that I want to wear. I'm not necessarily doing Wizzy's Angels. That's I might. I've got to wait and see how it looks. I actually would wear that. That's why I put that up there. But for me, I took from the shirts that I wear a lot, which are the Jeep shirts, and put the truck on there, and that's a shirt I want to wear. So set those up and made those for you guys. But there's more coming. I'm working on a Tucker shirt. Hopefully I can figure out my art skills, and my computer work has a lot to be desired. So, yeah, it's there. And we'll get a link. There is a link in the YouTube channel for the merch. I may not have set it up right. Might have. We're gonna see. But so yeah, that's there. But I thought I had a button. Old headlines. But for those who are new to the channel and not familiar with what WYSIWYG is, you now have a little scrolling ticker to help you work through that. Hopefully everybody catches on. Frank. Oh, see, that's a problem. Uh, no, everything is good, and it's I'm not going to say things have changed because they certainly haven't. Um, the the crap talking and nonsense still goes on, um, but yeah, it just we took a break from all of that for a little while. Susan P, welcome back to you. Welcome back to you. Glad you're here. There's Crazy Carolina. It's moving slow. Yeah, the ticker. Yeah, it's meant to. It's supposed to be real slow. I might even slow it down a little bit more. But but anyway, so that's it. So you'll be able to if we can get this StreamYard thing straightened out. Let's see. Did I put that up there? I don't remember. Let me try this again. So here. There's the StreamYard link. You can click on that if anybody wants to come in and try. Be patient because there's a whole lot of virtual connections that have to happen in the audio to get the stream from here to StreamYards and be able to communicate between the two. But Scott's not wearing glasses. Yeah. Well, yeah, here's the other one. This one moves a little faster. So now you'll have like, the slow move and then the little quicker move. The headlines, but these were headlines from just the other day. Whoa, somebody popped in singing Patriot. Okay, so I'm going to add you to stream and add wait, there's Hope singing Patriot. I might have misclicked the wrong button and did something bad. Now, okay, that's interesting. I can hear you, Hope. Can you hear me? Let's see here. Let's see here. Hope, can you hear me? No, I don't think she can. That's interesting. I don't know why. Let's see here. It's not going to work right there. Hope, can you hear me? No. Okay, she's shaking her head. She can't hear me, which is interesting. I can mute your mic, unmute your mic. I see you in there. Why are you not getting? You should be getting audio in StreamYard. Probably because I'm not on the stream there. Now you can hear me. No, you still can't hear me. And you have your audio turned on in StreamYards and turned off in the live stream? Ah, there you go. That's because I added myself into the StreamYard. Okay. And there's no feedback. Now I just have to get you into here. So let me this is where things get interesting, and watch your ears and eyes, everybody, because I'm guessing this is the only way I can. I don't know. This is interesting because this is what Hope is seeing, and unfortunately, so the left side of the screen then becomes that constant recycling of images. And it's funny because the thing I was worried about more so was the audio, not the video, because I can pull sections of the screen. Pardon me. The audio is scratchy now, and it's not. Maybe that's just me and my scratchy voice right this second. How you been? Oh no. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. But you don't sound sick to me, which is a good sign. So that's I guess an upside to it, right? I don't know. So the stream says they can't hear you. So let me all right, talk Hope. Let's see if you're coming through. No, I can see that the audio is not coming through for you onto that stream. But that's because let me switch that. Let me switch that because that's because of where it's coming through. Let's see here. Let's see if that changed anything. Or can you talk for me, Hope?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now they've got you. I'm gonna see it. You're absolutely right, Ryan. I do need help. Will you come and join us in here so we can add another person in? Because this is one of those things that I cannot test by myself easily, because I can only be in one place at a time, and I could set up a couple cameras and send it through, but it's more fun doing it with you guys. And I think also too is what it does is it helps us all to learn and understand these different technologies that so many different channels have been using and playing around with in order to have these conversations, right? And yeah, so like right now,
your audio is scratchy and I hear feedback.
Okay. I wonder. Darlene says she hears you. Oh, here's Taz Naray. All right, good. Add to stream. Okay. And yeah, so like right now,
your audio.
All right. So, Taz, okay. You gotta.
I think it's me. Hang
Yep,
on.
I know.
I think it's me. Hang on. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Yep.
Okay.
Darlene says she hears you. Oh, here's Taz Naray. You can literally.
Elaine with me.
All right, you could hear the time space continuum going on there because you were seeing and hearing, but that helps me because when I see and hear what's going on, Gloria says sounds good on her end. That's good. So for the most part, if I just, okay. But you guys, so the ladies can't hear me if I remove myself from the stream, right? Which is the problem that
if
I'm
you
having
remove
to
yourself from the stream.
Yeah, if I remove myself from the stream, you won't hear me is the problem. And
Right.
that's what I was trying to work through in my head, and I was like, I don't know that that's going to happen unless I let's see if I can do this one here. No, I don't like how that does that. Because I want, see, that's the thing with this software is you just don't have a whole lot of control. You basically have these panels down here, and without having anyone in there, I couldn't even select these different panels to see. News layout. I don't know what that does. It's interesting. So I'm just trying to get a feel for what StreamYards will do and allow us to connect and communicate. So already I can tell that for me, I think I might have to use a different type of software, which I found one. There's actually a web browser based app that we can use. Everybody, like, Hope, it seems to me, if I read the room correctly, is a lot of people feel very comfortable using StreamYards.
I think so. I was just thinking through the audio problem. Maybe it's grabbing audio from different places because it's only on the back end.
What do you mean by it's only on the back end?
I couldn't hear what you just said.
What do you mean it's only on the back end?
Because I think the people watching the stream are only hearing the only like one audio. It's not like looping for them, maybe.
Right. Well, yes, I think that's because what's happening is the way I understand it is you have to figure out what the time space continuum starting point is. And the starting point is everything comes into the live stream here where I'm sitting at the desk. So I'm pulling you guys in through StreamYard. So that's connecting us on a time space continuum, which then gets broadcast out to YouTube. And so that's why it works. Even though if you're watching the live stream somewhere else, you really don't want to be watching the live stream because then you get that loop, right? So as long as your connection is StreamYard and StreamYard only, the downside is that what you then lose is the comments. There's no comments coming through StreamYard. So if you want to interact and be a part of that conversation that way, I realize there's no connection there. So that, to me, that's a deal breaker on this. And I'd like to make sure that that's, and it didn't hit me till just now, but I got to figure out a way around that. It's a lot of give and take, and hopefully people will just be comfortable using interview mode, which is the same as StreamYard. But it may even have some limitations too that I wasn't really thinking about with the chat. So, because I don't think with the interview mode that you get the chat conversation. Brenda, how are you?
The chat is saying they don't have the feedback that I have on StreamYards.
Okay. So I had that the other day when I joined a group. Now, I don't know if you can see, but let me show you this here. So I have the on my audio running through this Rodecaster Pro, and I realized I had to turn some things off in order to solve that problem. And so you're on your computer or on your phone?
I'm on my computer.
You're on your computer. Yeah. So it's a loopback issue where you're, well, for me, that happens because you're watching YouTube or whatever, and then you're using Chrome or Safari browser. And when it opens up the link, you now have that YouTube channel still open. So I'm wondering, can you turn off the audio on
I
any of
actually
your,
have YouTube on.
yeah. Because your audio, you should be hearing me through StreamYard.
I am. I don't have YouTube on.
Okay.
I only have the chat.
So are you hearing yourself? Is that what the echo is?
I am. I'm hearing myself on.
Okay.
And even when I have headphones in, I'm hearing.
I know
myself.
why. Okay, so that's loopback, and that's just okay. That's on my end. So that's the routing. What I need to do is try to break that audio up so it doesn't route you back to yourself. Basically, is what I need to do. But okay, it's on my list then. So, but these are the things that we learn, and this is why the challenge is what it is, because wrong button. Because I'd like to figure out a way to make these conversations as cohesive for everyone as possible, and where they feel comfortable doing their thing. So we'll see. We'll figure that out. That was one of my big loops. So I appreciate the two of you helping me out. And Taz, you got quite a workshop going on there. What are you making?
Little jewelry trays,
Ah.
throw jewelry in out of air dry clay.
Very cool. Now, your audio is very muffled and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I hear Hope coming through StreamYards very clearly, but your audio for some reason is something's going on there.
Is that better?
She sounds very far away.
Yeah, that might be a little better.
On this mic.
Oh, it's no.
I got the crafts down. I ain't got the mics down.
Yeah, it definitely has a nice echo though. Yeah, Tanya, that's what we're realizing with Taz's mic is very
Turn it up any louder.
Oh, there you go. Now, yeah, but you're getting closer to it. Whatever microphone it's picking up on.
Yeah, it's a standing microphone.
Oh, there you are. Nice.
Is
Yeah,
that
it's very
better?
organized workshop you got going on there.
Well, thank you. I got all kinds of stuff all the way around.
You're a crafter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keeps me busy.
Yeah. Ziggy Piggy said the word I was looking for, reverb. It's a nice reverb.
Yeah, well, I turned that all the way off. I think my reverb is off, and I don't know why I'm still getting this echo.
Yeah. I understand the struggle. I really do. It's audio is one of those things because I can't see the audio. I have a harder time working through what's going where, how it's getting, it's a challenge. Are you on a Mac or a PC?
Yes. I'm on a PC.
I got nothing for you. I know PC is a much more difficult challenge with all of its settings and everything. Yeah. And I can tell that there is a bit of a delay going on. I can see you working through that delay, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure where it's coming from. Because you and I should be connecting directly through StreamYards. So I'm almost thinking that it's your sound is somehow causing that delay, maybe.
Yeah, because I shut YouTube down.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you two helping me kind of work through this and see what we could do with StreamYard. Still might work in the future, but got a couple of hurdles to step through. And I honestly, my first thought is I hate to have a whole separate chat where this StreamYard is running through another channel. But that would be the only way to get comments in there. But then it's a whole nother Megillah of things to deal with. So I don't know. We'll figure out a way. So if you want, you can try coming in through the interview mode link, which I will post one more time here. And this is the eCam link. This brings you directly into my software on the computer. And you can come in that way and tell me your experience if you want, and see if it's easier, if it works better. It's a web-based solution as well that you will interface with. That'll have the same controls as StreamYard, but the one thing it doesn't do is if you don't want to have your camera on, it doesn't have that really cool little strobing icon that lets people know who's talking. So, but all right, I'm gonna end this studio here in StreamYards. Thank you guys.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Welcome.
All right, bye guys. Okay. There we go. And that's down. Okay. You know, again, but for me, the idea is that it frees up resources of what happens on my end, you know, somewhere else. It does all of that, which is really handy. And so sometimes you just got to try things to see how they're going to work, because I have all these ideas and some things I want to bring to you. Oh, here comes Hope. Let's bring Hope in on the left. How are you, Hope?
I'm good.
Hey, good.
This sounds
Okay,
so
I
much
hear you.
better
Yeah,
than
right?
StreamYards.
Right. Well, right. We're not going through as many space-time continuums to get here, and this is directly. Now, I'm supposed to be able to handle 10 people, but does it allow you to run without your camera on? Not that, but I'm like, a lot of people don't want to show their faces to have these conversations, and
Right.
and so it's like, I'm curious. It just, I would imagine. Let me bring in. Okay, let me assign you to guest 1, and then I'm gonna assign Taz to guest 2, and then I'm gonna come down here and do this. Hey, look at that. So that's both of you. You can hear us, Taz, all right? Now I'm hearing me through your screen there, Taz. I don't know what's going on with you.
Yeah, same. I can hear her. I mean, I can hear you through her, but I can't
Yeah.
hear her at all.
Okay. I can really hear how long the delay is. It's quite a while. Well, it seemed longer, but okay. Now we can't hear you at all, which is weird, Taz. Let me see if I just hang on. I'm testing this out here. See if I mute you out. Okay, I muted you just to see if the audio was coming from you, and it is. But that's okay. Do your thing. No rush. Wave at me when you think you might have it all settled out. So they just did a major update on this software, and now you know, I could have 10 interview guests come in, and it's sort of like a big Zoom call, right? But Jen, yeah, that's an option. But I know, Hope, there is an option in the web interface for you to not use your camera, right? for those who don't want to be on camera?
Not after you like pick up, but I don't know about when you first come on. But like Jen said, like you could cover up your camera. Like I just have a sticker that I put over mine, so I mean I can do that.
Yeah. Right. And I tried to find some overlays that would connect with that interview camera. It's not going to happen. So that's why I was hoping to use StreamYards, because then you know who's talking, which I think is really important because of what I'm attempting to do. But not everybody wants to be on camera. I get that, but figuring out a way to deal with that. So Cora says echo. So Hope, you have something on your microphone that has a constant kind of like air blowing on your microphone or something, which it doesn't bother me, but I'm just...
Is that better?
No.
No, okay.
Because now we're hearing me coming back through. Okay. All right, so let's see. Taz, how's that working?
I hear you guys. How's my mic working?
Much better. Much better. In fact, well, it's a little loud now. But I only say that because what it's doing is it's picking up something in your background.
Okay, how's that?
A little better. Try turning it down just a little bit more, because I can adjust it on my end, but with it set the way it is, it sounds like maybe an air compressor bleeding. all hell just broke loose there at Taz's. It happens in the house here too, but it's only one dog. It's just Tucker, and Tucker is normally not the best guard dog, but as he's gotten older, he's all of a sudden like he's now alerting us before anybody else is coming in the house. But yeah, it's a new thing, like, because every time like something was going on the other day outside, and he kind of alerted us. I'm like, wow, Lassie, thank you. And the funny thing, Hope, guess what was going on outside? Take a guess.
Was it a squirrel?
No, it was not a squirrel.
Was there a leaf blowing in the yard?
No, those have stopped bothering him because they blow down the middle of the street. Nope, it wasn't that.
Okay, I don't know. I'm out of options right now.
It was a dog, and when I went outside and I'm looking to see what's going on, I walk out to the street and I look around, and down at the end of the house line, where the deer would normally be, Birdie, you were really close, there was a dog standing there, a black dog with a white chest, and I'm like, I haven't seen this dog before. And we're now well aware of all the rules about dogs being off leash. I'm like, okay, this one's gotten away from something. And the neighbor across the street comes out and go, oh, we got a new friend. He goes, yeah, I just saw him on my camera. I was like, okay, cool. So watch the dog, and then all of a sudden there was a SUV that comes down the street, and the woman says, hey, will you call that dog? I go, well, I've been trying to. His name's Buddy. I go, oh, okay. Buddy, come here. And Buddy ears perked up, and Buddy wasn't interested. He was like, I'm free at last. I am just doing my thing. I'm not bothering anybody. Go away. So I was not dressed to be chasing Buddy. Apparently, the lady left without getting Buddy. was like, oh, okay. Because then all of a sudden,
Oh no.
I hear a call from the garage, and I get down there. Well, Buddy's in the garage with Tucker hanging out, getting treats. I was like, okay, cool. So I put a leash on Buddy, and Buddy said goodbye to Tucker. They're best pals now. And I took Buddy for a walk in the neighborhood to find the lady in the white SUV that would be the owner of Buddy. And she told me she's new to the neighborhood, and Buddy used to have a big yard to play in and could, run away and do his thing. And now that they're where they're at, they don't have the yard, and somebody came to do an inspection on the house, and Buddy snuck out. And that's how I ended up with Buddy for a little while. So, but Buddy's a cute one and a new pal, and so I'm glad him and Tucker got along. But that's what it was. Tucker was letting me know Buddy was out in the yard, or out front, and he was being good lassie. So I was kind of impressed, but never ceases to surprise me.
Sorry about that.
No, you're all good.
To our, my place and asked whether we had seen her cow that had gotten loose because they were new to the area and the cow was not familiar.
That's funny. And it just roams around wherever it wants to go.
I have no idea. We never found the cow, but I was like, where would we keep a cow?
I had a cousin who had a bull in the garage. What's going on?
Like we froze.
We did.
There's this echo from both of them.
Oh. I don't know why my picture's so
Oh,
blurry.
I know why.
Still kind of loud.
I know why. Okay. Because the way that audio was routing there. That's why. Okay, so I need to change that. Got it. Thank you. I'm glad somebody let me know that it was doing that, because I wasn't noticing it on my meters. Which is weird, because that should be coming through there. But I see why that's doing that.
I'm gonna shoot a dog.
Are we still getting an echo?
No, it should be off now, because I'm watching the meters to
No, I
see what's going on there, but it seems like it should be all right now. Speakers Roadmaster 2, no, chat, that's why. All right, are we still good? Because I need to turn that back on so that if we pull in audio from a video, that everybody can hear it. Let me pull the we'll do this little test here real quick, and we'll pull the Eagles back up. Not the best way.
Big Bear? I've been watching them.
Yeah, that's Big Bear, and that's live Eagle Cam right there.
Yeah.
So.
Do you watch the owl cam as well?
I don't know that I found the owl cam yet. I should look into that.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, owl cam is on Facebook. Copy.
Mm-hmm.
Screen locked. Oh, I see.
I still feel like I'm in slow motion. Is my mic still too high?
No, you actually sound great now. There's something
Okay.
blowing on the microphone, it sounds like a constant, consistent hiss. But
Well, I was having that problem, so I put this foam thing on my mic,
yeah,
and it helped.
well, that's only going
But
to be right for the pops and whatnot that come from when you speak. But something is blowing like onto the microphone or in the vicinity that's creating that hiss.
maybe it's the other computer. I don't know. Nothing's on though.
Well, that could be the fan from the computer. It sounds like a constant, like fan sound. It doesn't sound like an interference sound personally, but Arma says neither are echoing, so much better. So that's good. Thank you, Barbara
wonder if it could-
McPeak.
I don't hear it.
Lisa, you're right.
me see
It does sound like white noise,
Yeah, it does.
but
It's far from white noise in the house. I got 3 dogs that
Yeah.
keep looking out the door. Think they're the boss. Did that break it down, putting that foam on
not
there?
at all. Not at all. No.
No.
And it might
maybe it's the microphone itself.
it could possibly be. It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Okay, let me see something
Just,
here. Was that other headphone set?
Just watching the feed here to see how everything's looking and sounding. Okay. So now I'm going to mute Taz back out for a minute because she's got that feedback coming through. Okay, so all right. So Taz, you've muted yourself out. I muted you, but then so unmute yourself on your end when you're ready. It says that you've got yourself muted. No, it's still saying you've got yourself muted there.
Did you push the mute button?
Yeah. Taz has muted herself. Oh, and now she's gone for a second. She'll be back. She'll be back. So let's see. Let's try this one. Oh.
I'm very small now.
I know. I gotta fix this window here because it should not have you small, but it for some reason has you zoomed in.
I'm very zoomed in. Do I have any gray hairs or white hairs?
No. Very strange. Huh.
Oh boy, that's scary.
I'm not sure why it's doing that. That's an interesting one. Huh. Okay. Try to figure out how to. These are some of the old scenes that I had linked in here, and and it's clearly not working anymore. But I was not necessarily prepared. Frank's gonna go make dinner. I'm hungry, Frank. Will you share? No, we got dinner planned tonight, and I forget what we're doing, but I know it's. Oh, I remember what we talked about. I made chicken wings for the first time. Deep fried chicken wings for the first time myself. They turned out right. Apparently, the secret is cornstarch.
What flavoring?
We did Thai sweet chili.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, it was delicious. Even on their own, just as fried chicken, they turned out great. Like, I had never cooked hot wings myself. I've been in a kitchen when I see them tossing them in the bowl and making, hot wings. But that was the extent of it. But to make them from scratch was actually really easy. I've been making bread, homemade bread. Well, I haven't really been making homemade bread. The bread maker makes homemade bread. But I meant to say homemade pasta. The homemade pasta has been really good. So different from, traditional dried pasta, box pasta. So much more flavorful. So experimenting with that a little bit, and
where you use like the pasta maker and leave out the noodles on the counter and that sort of thing.
Yes. Well, I haven't done that because I got the attachment for the what do you call it, the mixer attachment, the Cuisinart mixer, the KitchenAid. So I got that at Christmas, and so I've been using that. But since that's out, I've been putting all the ingredients and doing it using the kneading. What is that? The adapter, the attachment. So I've been putting it all in and letting it do its thing, and it sits there. And pita panda, that's what I made. We made beef stroganoff the first time with the noodles. We did a hamburger helper style, made from scratch. But I'm like, when we had dinner, I'm like, man, this is hamburger helper on steroids. Because normally I wouldn't use ground beef for stroganoff. I'd use chunk meat and whatnot, but we used hamburger, and it just. But with the fresh pasta, man, it turned out great. I was really happy. I noticed lately I've been cooking a lot with mushrooms. We love mushrooms and onions in the house. So whether it's like a marsala or the beef stroganoff, everything sort of ends up not tasting the same, but being very reminiscent of another meal. But cornstarch and chicken broth. We love garlic. We love garlic. We love onions.
I have a spice that's roasted garlic and mushroom.
Really?
It's really
and it's just a dry spice? Crazy. Crazy. I know what goes into making a cooking show, and we don't have what it takes to do a proper cooking show. And I am not that kind of cook. I am realizing. No, Dave, I'm not allowed to when I cook for everyone in the house. I have to reserve that for myself. I still haven't tried the deer meat because I need to cook something that only I will eat, probably myself and Tucker, because Tucker gets everything of everything anyway. He's spoiled that way. But I like every time I think about the deer meat, and I'm like, I really want to make something, but okay, sorry, just checking a message there. But yeah, no, I've got to get that venison going in something. Thank you, Marie. That was a great fruitcake shake. We got some more fruitcake from Sam's Club. They had the Claxton fruitcakes on sale. It's my favorite time of year. It's the after Christmas, holiday fruitcake sale time. But yeah. Glad you're here, Susan. Glad you were here.
I've never heard of fruitcake smoothie.
Did you not see the fruitcake smoothie Christmas
No.
live stream? Oh, you missed a good one. I had like
No.
3 different kinds of fruitcake and had a little plate full of fruitcake, and we discussed the different types of fruitcake, the dryness, what it was, and then I had a magic bullet here and some Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream, and we made a fruitcake shake. It wasn't really a smoothie. It was good. It actually was really good. Surprisingly, it was good because, I like surprisingly good things. Gloria only likes venison fried, she says. Why is that?
I like venison jerky.
Yeah, I would imagine. Actually, Binder recommended that that's what I do is make some jerky. Scott B is going to be sending his doorstops this way. MB. Maybe next year, if all goes well, and the economy hopefully turns around, we can do special edition WYSIWYG TV fruitcakes. For those of you who watch and love fruitcake as much as I do, that'd be fun. Already starting to plan next Christmas. The venison stroganoff sounds like a great idea. That one I will look up and see if I can find. I was looking for recipe ideas for my venison. I forget the name of the. I do. Let's see here. It's
I bet jambalaya would be good with it.
Yeah, right. And there you go. Troy's probably busy working on something. He's always got some project going on. All right. I think that's right on the PO box. I should know that off the top of my head, but it's always the zip code because it fools me because of the post office. Dory says stroganoff using venison. Dory, did you hear? I don't know if you're the same Dory that sent me the beautiful card, but we were talking about Dory and family earlier in the live stream, thanking you for the lovely card you sent. I don't know if that was you. I've seen a couple Dorys around. All right, no worries. All right. Hope, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a 15-minute break, and we'll come back and we'll get into some serious discussion. How's that sound?
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll see you guys in 15 minutes. We're going to do a take 5. See you shortly.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just look up, don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back, you don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just look up, don't be scared.
I have to I have to figure out a way. Here, let me Hope, you'll get this one. Let me bring you in here, Hope. I have to fix this though simultaneously. So I have my organization here really sucks. Let me show you. So that's the wrong screen. Let's see. So my organization down here really is not the best. Down here at the bottom, these are all my scenes, and
Oh wow.
there's a lot going on, but I gotta fix one of them to bring in, because where I had you before. Let's see, me with guest 1. Actually, let me try guest 2, and then I'll switch it to be you, and let's see if it works. Okay, that's better. That's better. But see, it does that weird thing because of the way your camera's set up. So, guest 1. Why will it not adjust? It's like it's locked. Oh, because the scene is locked. That's why. Now that makes sense. Okay. It will not let me do anything if the scene is locked. I see. It's because of the way it crops you. Okay. Well, you're just gonna be big on screen like that. Here, we'll make you a little tinier.
Oh gosh.
Because your camera is not coming through very clear. And I don't know if that's on my end, your end.
That's probably on my end. I was wondering how clear it would be.
Yeah. What kind of webcam are you
My
using?
internet is terrible.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. But
my internet
it's
speed is terrible.
That's okay, because not everybody's going to have good internet. So it's, yeah, I don't think there's any options. But anyway, okay. So getting back to the story, I have to figure out what to refer to my lady as on stream. we need she needs a code name.
Code name?
Yeah. She's Miss Wizzy. That sounds so weird though. Wizina? Was it no I don't know. She's down there making dinner, and I walked out of the studio bedroom, and I got this whiff of just greatness. I didn't know what was cooking. She's making Polish sausage, kielbasa. She says kibasi.
Yep. Kielbasa.
And cabbage. Because we decided she had made cabbage one night for what she calls pigs in a blanket, and I'm like, wait, pigs in a blanket is hot dogs wrapped in. She goes, no, it's stuffed cabbage. I go, well, that's not pigs in a blanket. Well, that's what we call it. I said, okay, whatever. It was delicious, but the leftover cabbage she chopped up and then made like a side dish that it was awesome. So we decided that the kibasi, as she calls it, would be delicious with the cabbage, but she's also using that sweet chili, sweet Thai chili, something or another in there, and the whole thing just it smells awesome. She's making dinner, so it's 7:00. We're gonna end the stream, and that's part of this whole thing. And that's part of the downtime that I've had is figuring out how to balance, life and streaming, because too much of one and not enough of the other is a huge problem for me in my life. because I want to have a good home life and enjoy being with you guys and having this time to have these discussions. So Hope, that's what I'm working on. But she's making dinner tonight because I'm live streaming. I've been cooking a lot. I love to cook. Sometimes we cook together. Birdie confirms that pigs in a blanket
Awesome.
is stuffed cabbage, Wizzy. What part of the country are you from? I know that different regions have different terms for things. Like, I didn't realize that gravy for some people is tomato sauce with meat in it, then becomes called gravy. I learned that one as a new one. Tammy says, Halupkis? Am I saying that right? Is stuffed cabbage? How'd you say that, Hope?
Sounds like it.
Halupkis?
Halupkis? Yeah, that's how I would say it.
Let's see. Okay.
Hold on, I can position this. There we go.
There you go. I can't move you up any further. Okay. So that's Hope there hanging out with us. That's the rooster cam. on my overlays it says rooster guest. Yeah, so that's the, but did you by chance catch any of the conversation yesterday about banning books?
No. Was that when you were on the other channel?
Yeah, I was over on another channel and they were, yeah. And the funny thing is, I don't even remember how we got to that.
Catch any of that.
Yeah, I don't remember how we got there, but it was brought up and started this conversation and it. I'm trying to. Because that conversation goes along the lines of, why are books being banned? And I started looking into this and the ladies that I was speaking to, G and Baby, they were, hi Alan, they were posting links to some of what DeSantis was doing. And it's funny because the law actually reads very funny, and it took me back to when the Don't Say Gay legislation was going around in Florida. Do you remember that? The Don't Say Gay bill, which it had nothing to do with that. It was just sort of the Andrew, that's Rooster. Or pardon me, that is Hope, not Rooster. But I was saying I had a setting on here for when Rooster would come on with me, and it's now Hope is using it to join me on air. But yeah, the Don't Say Gay bill was coined that by proponents. Proponents, is that the right word? Of what DeSantis was proposing, opponents of what DeSantis was doing, and that's where this whole bill, it actually reads as anti-racism, which is interesting. But say anything in order to get your way is what I've kind of noticed happening with all the book bans, and even the one website from Penn talked about let me see if I can pull it up here, the books that were banned and why they were banned, and I thought was kind of interesting.
Is this in response to the banning of the African American history classes, or
Well,
classes about?
it is related to CRT in some aspects. It's not specific to that. It was referred to as the anti-woke bill, or the Say No to Woke. Let's see if this comes up right. No. It's got the wrong. Here it is here. So this is from Penn. Penn.org is the website, and it's let me fix this so it gets the whole thing. These are the 176 books banned in Duval County, Florida, from December 6, 2002. There's also another page, which this is not the one I wanted to pull up now, but it let me actually get that up here, because I think that will be a little bit more helpful, because it actually talks about why the books, what the content of the books that were banned, or where it's coming from, which is I think this is it. Yeah, here we go. It's not intuitive here as far as bringing these pages up, and I could do it more in an offline manner. But anyway, so this is Penn, and these are school book bans by state, which is interesting. So the most banned books are in Texas, as it shows. There's 751 to 1,000 bans. This is from July 1st, 2021 to June 30th of 2022. Second worst state being Florida, in burgundy red here, with 501 to 750 books. And I do that sometimes as I try to change the web page on the other screen here, which is not good. So we'll go down here. This is one of the things that I keyed into that I found interesting, and it says here, let me try to make this a little bigger for you. It says 41% are LGBTQ plus themes, protagonists, or prominent secondary characters, and then 40% are protagonists or prominent secondary characters of color. This is data from Pan American Index of School Book Bans, and then it's 22% sexual content, titles with issues of race and racism, titles with themes of rights and activism. 9% were biography, autobiography, or memoir. Only 4% were stories with religious minorities. And that's where, as I started to look through here, it gives more details on those. These other charts, intended readers, 49% for young adults, which is interesting. Let's see here. Where are the books? The books start to get listed down here, and why. That was the... Unless I've got the wrong website again. Here. Gender Queer, a memoir by Mia Kababy, is banned in 41 districts. These are the most banned titles of the 21-22 school year, including the groundbreaking work of Nobel laureate Toni Morrison. I don't know anything. I've heard that name before, but I don't know anything about Toni Morrison. But I feel like I should remember something there, and that'll be something we'll look into. But the list includes books that have been targeted for their LGBTQ plus content, their content related to race and racism, or their sexual content, or all three. So this is the list of books. And I think this is still dealing with Florida only. So 41 districts within Florida, 29 districts. This was not the original.
By Toni Morrison.
Say again?
Toni Morrison wrote Beloved.
Yes, Blue Eyes, right here. Toni Morrison. Oh, there's Beloved, Toni Morrison. Okay, somebody I'm going to have to look into and see. Again, this isn't the list exactly that I was looking for. Because the ladies last night were talking about old literature that has been around for a long time that was banned, but we'll talk more about this tonight in the second half. We'll try to have some discussion. Let me see if I can pull up this other. This other piece. And you'll understand why I found it important. Let me see here. Because I saved it as a PDF, but I wanted to pull it up as a web page. It's funny because a lot of this stuff was behind paywalls. And here it is. Okay, so this is this one here, and then come back to here, and we'll switch this. Go. No, it didn't. Oh, that's why. Banned book. Okay, here we go. So, this is the list. So this is the banned and challenged classics. This is advocacy, legislation, and issues. ALA, Office for Intellectual Freedom Records, attempted to remove books from libraries, schools, and universities. These titles are books on the Radcliffe Publishing course, Top 100 Novels of the 20th Century, that have been banned or challenged. And what I found interesting about this, and what I thought was important, was because of why these books, and it talks about it. Now, a lot of this is really old, So in 1960, a teacher in Tulsa, Oklahoma was fired for assigning the book to an 11th grade English class. Teacher appealed and was reinstated by the school board, but the book was removed from use in schools. Now, as we get down here and we talk about Catcher in the Rye and get to a more reasonable time period, they talk about the removals. And some cases, they actually mention why the books were banned. Let's see here. Content of the book, the school board voted 5-4 to ban the book. The book was later reinstated in the curriculum when the board learned that the vote was illegal because they needed a 2/3 vote removal. This one said he asked the school board to ban the novel for being anti-white and obscene. The school board refused the request. That was in 1963. So for some reason, Catcher in the Rye, it does not state why, but as we head down here, covering excessive vulgar language, sexual scenes, things concerning moral issues, excessive violence, and anything dealing with the occult, was removed from the libraries. Morris, Manitoba. Let's see here. 1983, due to the book's contents. So in this one it says, chapter complained about its...
Catcher in the Rye was...
Yeah, go ahead.
Catcher in the Rye, wasn't it attributed to like different like activists like who led shootings and that sort of thing? I don't know.
You know,
like
I've never read Catcher in the Rye.
About that.
Yeah, and if I did, it's been so long.
Either.
Yeah. You know, these are all basically a list of reasons why or when it was attempted to be banned. The controversy began in 1999 when a parent complained about sex, violence, and profanity in the book that was part of a advanced placement English class. Here's Grapes of Wrath. First, 1939, and barred from the Buffalo, New York Public Library on the grounds that, quote, vulgar words were used. Okay, you know, times changed in vulgar words, but, you know, I was curious as to the reasoning behind these books being banned and what it was that parents were challenging as to why the kids. But as I read through this list, I found a number of them that were actually removed because of racism, which I thought was interesting. This book here, let's see, this is To Kill a Mockingbird. This was one of the ones, 1961, the use of the N-word. 2006, because the book contains profanity and adult themes such as sexual intercourse, rape, and incest, right? I don't know what age group is reading To Kill a Mockingbird, but, you know, I can kind of understand where parents may not want their kids reading something that has, you know, profanity. You know, it's 2009, Edmonds Champion Secondary School. Secondary school is what, middle school?
I think so, yeah. Because primary school would be like kindergarten through 5.
Okay. So primary, secondary, and then high school, or do they refer to it as high school, or it's not?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. Here's The Color Purple. Now, I've seen the movie. It's been a long time. I don't remember what it is, but was first challenged in 1984 due to the work's sexual and social explicitness and its troubling ideas about race relations, man's relationship to God, African history, and human sexuality is what's quoted here. I guess you can't really see that because we've. Let me move you. Let me move you down here in the side here. Actually, here I'll bring you with me over here. And here I'll even flip your camera. Watch this. I'll rotate your camera so that it looks like you're. No, that's not what I wanted. Mirror. Now it looks like you're looking at the text with me.
There we go.
Pardon me. Oh, I left my juice downstairs. I forgot. That's okay. We're gonna take a break here in a few. But I wanted to start this conversation because I thought it was really important because, everybody has an opinion about this, and it seemed like, there's an exchange of ideas here, that people may have a problem with some of the content and not feeling it's appropriate for children, and I get that. Here, Beloved by Toni Morrison. First challenged in 1995, retained on the Round Rock, Texas Independent High School reading list. So high school kids in 1996 after challenged that the book was too violent. Okay.
I read it. I don't remember it.
Let's see here. Coeur d'Alene School District in Idaho in 2007. Some parents say the book, along with 5 others, should require parental permission for students to read them. Okay. Here's Lord of the Flies. First challenged in Dallas in 1974. Dun, dun, dun. 1984 because of, quote, excessive violence and bad language, end quote. Committee to the Toronto, Canada Board of Education ruled on June 23rd, 1988 that the novel is, quote, racist and recommended that it be removed from all schools. Parents and members of the Black community complained about a reference to the N-word in the book and said it degrades Blacks. So, this sort of like
Remember that in there.
what the ladies were talking about last night, and this may be, one small bit, but this is one of those books that, I'd be curious to hear the thoughts of everyone, because I get literature. I get the idea, right, that we need literature. But again, to have books be available or mandatory reading should be, to the decision, or the parents should have some, in my belief, control over, what they want their kids to be introduced to and at what age they want that to happen. I know there's lessons that can come out of everything. Somewhere in here, there was this idea that you're limiting free speech by limiting the books that kids can read. And my argument is it's not free speech. Kids don't have, technically they have the right as Americans, right? But they are in the parents' control, I guess, for lack of better words, that it's not appropriate for kids to make that decision on their own. That's why we have age limits on everything from smoking to movies, and this is no different. And if the parents decide that something's inappropriate for the kids, well, that's the right of the parents. But again, these are all books that parents may not approve of for whatever particular reason, it does not make anyone racist or any of the other isms that they're claiming. Animal Farm, George Orwell. It's a big boy book.
Yep.
1963, that the John Birch Society had challenged the novel's use. It's objected to words, quote, masses will revolt. In 1968, the New York State English Council's Committee on Defense Against Censorship conducted a comparable study in New York State English classrooms. Its findings identified the novel on its list of problem books, in quotes. Hang on, something's going on. I get a lot of alerts from Los Angeles about all the crime and everything that's going on. It's nuts. It's been insane the last couple days. The reason cited was that Orwell was a communist, suppressed from being displayed at the 1977 Moscow, Russia International Book Fair. A survey of censorship challenges in the United States and the schools conducted in DeKalb County for a period of 1979 to 1982 revealed that the novel had been objected to for its political theories. Okay. Here's banned in United Arab Emirates.
During that time, I could see where it would be thought of as like for those political theories, but I mean those theories are coming back into existence, and I mean they're so relevant now that it shouldn't be banned. I mean, at least not this book. I could see like the violence aspect of that book in particular, but
right. And after dinner, we'll talk about the law and what it reads and how it reads, because from what I've seen so far, I don't see where I can understand why these teachers, I would say liberal teachers, that were concerned about the books that they had and the outrage that they were trying to create by saying, oh, we just have to cover up all the books now because we don't like this ruling because it goes against the beliefs of what the teachers were doing, that the parents didn't approve of. They go nuclear and cover up all the books, and I think that this list goes above and beyond probably, but have been set aside until the parents go, okay, we're okay, right? We're okay with our kids learning this, or at this age, this is, considered appropriate reading. I understand that every book is going to have something different. And, the ideas, I think we don't want to censor ideas ever. I think that's where we're at right now in a big problem. So, Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five, what grade level is this that we're, teaching? We'll come back to this. So,
it is your dinner time now, though.
It's dinner time, Hope. I'm excited for what I'm about to go downstairs for. But what we'll do is we'll take a break. I'm going to end the stream. We'll end the stream, and I'll come back at 8:00, and we'll hang out for Joe and the State of the Union, and try to have a conversation about books and why Florida is doing this, because there's a lot to discuss. And shoot, we can talk about anything. But Scott B says, Kurt Vonnegut from my hometown, his family had a hardware store. I want to hear about that hardware store. Okay, Dennis. All right. Well, Hope, it's been fun. I'm glad you joined me for a little while here. And we'll see you later.
Great to have you back. Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you so much. We'll see you guys in a little bit. We'll be back at 8 o'clock, everyone. So enjoy the night, and we'll see you in a little bit. Bye, everybody.